Hi, hello, everyone who's watching and who will be listening to this third episode of our live stream or in the podcast. So, yeah, today we'll be talking about a lot of things that will benefit startup founders and even startup marketers. So, yeah, what I'm going to talk about today really is directed towards founders and marketers who want to build a revolutionary startup brand that really thrive beyond norms. So our topic really is about the reason why your content is not going viral. So yeah, I think a lot of you here is wondering like, yeah, what could be the reason why our content is not going viral, or at least it's not going viral for the right audience? Because sometimes being viral is not a good thing. If you're being viral to the wrong audience, then your brand will not benefit in any way. So founders are usually trapped in a reality where their ideas don't matter, their message don't matter, and their mission is ignored, because they're uh, once they launch in their early years, they're faced with a harsh reality and fail, and then somehow their vision doesn't become a reality, and their message do not give them the platform or do not strengthen them to create something bigger, better, or bolder than what they've already created. So before we really move to the gut of the topic, I just wanted to know, like, for everyone here who's listening, which of this matter more? Is it more important for a brand's messaging to be consistent or to adapt to changing consumer values and preferences? So send me a heart in the comments if it's for consistency. Send me a star if you're more on the adaptation. So yeah, let me know, guys. And then yeah. So what I found out is that most founders really focus on their product, like really on the features and benefits, and they try to communicate it in a way where they try to appear as they are the best, or they have the most features, or they're better than their competitor. But sometimes your audience is not really looking for that. um, Really, I want you guys to create content that not only captures like only views, follows, or leads, but also captures their hearts and minds. Like your message should be able to move them. Like you should be able to craft a message that makes everyone wish that you were part of their network. So that's the goal here. Tell a story that attracts your type of crowd towards the community or towards the audience that you want to build. So that's what I found out that would work when creating content. Yeah. Sometimes you won't go viral, but what matters most really is that your message uh, moves the crowd, your type of crowd in your target audience. So for me, there are three frameworks that we're going to discuss today. The first one really is more about market sophistication and awareness. So why is this important? This is important because we need to find out, we need to identify if our market is on the awareness stage that we want them to be. And are they sophisticated enough or less sophisticated enough to absorb our messaging? So there are five stages for market awareness. The first one really is being unaware. They don't know who you are. The second one is being problem aware. They know that they have a problem that they want to solve, and this is the type of problem that you want to solve also. The third one is solution aware. They've tried some solutions to solve that problem, and you yourself is positioning, you're positioning yourself to become the solution also for that problem. The fourth one is product aware. Now they're aware of you and what you offer. And the fifth one is most aware. They know all about you, your brand. They've heard everything. So you have to find out if well, if you're a new startup, then probably they would be on the first three stages: the unaware stage, the problem aware stage, or the solution aware stage. But if you're in the scaling part or the growth stage of your startup, then you are probably in the product aware stage and most aware stage. Now, if you're on those two parts, you have to know also the market sophistication level of your target audience. So, what's the difference between the two? Awareness is more about you and your target audience, right? But sophistication is um, more about you, your target audience, and your indirect and direct competitors. So, this is really the whole landscape of the market. So, the first stage of market sophistication is really you're the first one. You're the first one that they know that offers this type of solution. So that's the first stage. The second one is that you already have competitors, like one or two competitors. So you try to be better, faster, stronger than your competitors. The third one is that you have a lot of competitors already vying for the attention of your target audience. So you try to be unique. You need to have a unique mechanism, a unique method, a unique offer that will really stand out from all your competitors. The fourth one then is that when everybody else has a unique mechanism, you now focus on the strengths and weaknesses. What are the weaknesses of your competitors? Those have to be your strengths so that you can eventually steal some uh, market uh, market reach or market yeah, you can steal some of their audience up to your community. Then the fifth one is really my favorite one, the identity, memorability, or how do you make yourself reputable? How do you make yourself memorable for your target audience? So for this one, you can either really identify, you try to dial into your archetypes, or you can also try to become, you really try to divide yourself from all your competitors. You focus on a niche, your messaging on a specific type of people or niche. So those are some of the ways. So if you can identify what market awareness level you are in and market sophistication stage you are in, then your messaging, especially the hooks, will be more effective. Now, the second framework that we'll discuss today is the STEPS formula. Now, this is something that Dr. Jonah Berger, PhD on a psychology, he studied why things or messages or activities or why brands stick to the minds of people. So he formulated this steps formula, and there are six factors or elements that really make something viral or make it um, really catch on in people's minds. So the first one is letter S, social currency. Now, if your content or your message makes your uh, makes them feel that they're increasing their status, or it makes them smart, or makes them feel better about themselves, it adds to their social currency, then you're one step ahead for your content to become to have virality potential. And then the second one is T, which is triggers. So there are a lot of different triggers that we can create for our message or for our content to really stick. So one of the ways that we can do is associate ourselves to things that they do every day or to events that are already viral or what they are already talking about. So for example, Kit Kat in the past in their campaigns um, tried to associate themselves with coffee. So whenever someone wants to drink coffee, and then their ads were more on like if someone is drinking coffee and then they're having a Kit Kat. So in the mind of those who are looking at that ad, they now associate Kit Kat with coffee. So whenever they see coffee or whenever they drink coffee, their mind triggers that, oh, I might want to have a Kit Kat, something like that. So, and there are a lot of triggers. You can research this in Google if you want, but there are a lot of triggers that you can use. And the third one is E, emotion. Now, for this one, um, it's not enough that our message is your core message is more on your product, your benefits, your features. But if you don't wrap your core message with a little bit of humor, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of suspense, then it might not catch on. So it's very important that you try to integrate some emotional element into your message or your content so that your content or your message will catch on quick. Now, the fourth and the fifth one are really related. So this is public and practical value. So public means you have to make your content or message available for everyone. So what does that mean? So any type of content, any algorithm, you should be there. You should be in reels, you should be on chatbots, you should be omni-channel when you're trying to distribute your content. You should be in email, blogs, or all the channels that is relevant to your target audience. Now, so for practical value, that is your sometimes that could be your core message, the information that you want them to learn about, the the specifications of your product, the benefits of your product, the mission, the vision of your brand. So that's the practical value aspect in the steps formula. The last one is, for me, is the most important one, which is really dig deep into our DNA. I think it's really embedded. I mean, it's embedded in our DNA for hundreds, thousands, or maybe millions of years, because this element is called stories. So if your content or your message is structured in a way that tells a story that captivates their hearts and their minds, then your content or your message will easily and really quickly catch on. So I think for this one, even alone, the story element alone can make your content or your message really viral. So that's the steps formula. The last one is what I use every day as a copywriter and as a brand strategist for startups. And it's called the story brand. Story brand was created by Donald Miller, and he has a book about it, building a story brand. And he also has a website, storybrand.com. And I think there you can create your story brand script. So it has 7 or 8 elements. The first one is the hero. Yeah, so uh, basically you're trying to create elements of a story that you can repurpose or um, bridge together to create content that will really resonate to your target audience. So the first one is hero, and for this one, the hero is not you. It's not the owner, it's not the founder, it's not your team, it's not your brand. The hero is your customer or your target audience. So you have to find out what their desires are, their goals, and that would be your bullet points on what to target or what to say or what to consider when you're trying to craft your message for the hero. The next one is the villain. Now, the villain is not really necessarily someone or, yeah, it's not necessarily someone. It could be something that the hero is struggling to uh, conquer, or maybe it's a challenge for him. It might be a problem. So there are 3 types of problems, according to Donald Miller in his book, The Story Brand, Building a Story Brand. So the first one is internal. So problems that um, you can control. So all those limiting beliefs, false beliefs, imposter syndrome, those are internal problems. The second one is external problems, problems that you can't control. So these are maybe revenue, time, your the market itself, their sentiment, and then the last one is really more on the philosophical problem. So these are problems that are about the social, yeah, more on the social aspect. So like causes, purpose, maybe it could be environmental advocacy, it could be social advocacy, equal rights, and yeah, all other causes or advocacies that you can think of. So those are the types of villains that the hero might be struggling with. The next one, the third one, is the guide. Now the guide is you. So you will act as the Gandalf to the Frodo. You will act as the Yoda to Luke Skywalker. So you're the guide, and to really position yourself as a guide, you have to do these two things. You have to have empathy, and you have to have authority. So empathy, you have to make yourself being easy for them to relate with, and then for authority, you have to position yourself as an expert or someone who really knows what they're talking about. And then the fourth one is the plan. What's the plan? How do they work? How do they maybe work with you? How do they get to their desired outcome? So what's the plan there? It could be a three-step plan, or it could be um, a five-step plan, or a blueprint. So you try to name it, you try to write the description and make it as informative as possible. Or it could be your product. As position your product as the solution for the villain. So that's the plan. The fifth one is more on the CTA, the call to action. So what do they need to do so that they can start going through the plan that you have built for them, going through the blueprint, using the method, using the product that you've built for the hero. So that's how you create the call to action. And then the sixth, seventh, and eighth one, these are closely related to each other. And I think these three are the most important part for creating your story brand. The sixth one is more the success um, element. So how can you make them see the the impact of your brand or your product to them? Like how will they succeed with your product or your brand or your community or whatever it is that you're trying to offer to them? The seventh one is failure. If they keep on ignoring the problem that they have, what would happen? Let them imagine what's the worst that could happen if they ignore the problem. Now, the last one is the transformation. You try to let them see um, what's the bridge between who they are right now and what they could be if they work with you, or if they buy your product, or if they join the community, or if they take up your course or something like that, or try or subscribe to your SaaS. So try to let them see the transformation in between. So those are the eight elements of the story brand. Now, um, just a little bit of some last thoughts, because we already discussed the three frameworks that I was going to discuss. The most powerful communication sometimes is often that which is not said. So it's not really necessarily it's not really necessary for us to create content that really is that really goes viral. Sometimes we just need to have one person that really relates to what we're trying to say, and then if we can fulfill that person through our product, through our method, through our um, brand or community, if we can fulfill that person and lead them to that success metric that they want, they will that he will take care of the rest. He will bring five, and those five will bring 10, and those 10 will bring hundreds more to your community or to your product or to your brand. And yeah, just from one content that didn't go viral, but still you were able to fulfill the needs of that one person that related to that content that you were trying to create. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So I hope you will be able to use all the frameworks here that we were able to discuss. The first one was market awareness and market sophistication. The second was the steps formula. The third one was a story brand. And now we can open the the floor here for some questions if you have any questions. So let me know in the comments. We'll wait for you guys for some questions. Yeah. So we want to make sure you get the most out of this webinar, this episode 3 of the Why Forward. And so don't be shy and leave your questions in the comments down below. And while you're thinking of questions, I would just like to let everyone know that this 3 episode series for our live stream wouldn't be possible without these people here that's here in the screen. So, Senior Podcast Manager, Roella Rabi, Senior Audio Editor, Steven Tolentino, uh, Junior Podcast Manager, Kevin Concepcion, Junior Audio Editor, Venice Cortez, Senior Copywriter Joan Peconcillo, Junior Copywriter Dian Velon Mac, Graphic Designer Nicole Mendoza, and then our empowered partners Elinor Tanchoco, Jeff T. Subagan, and Sheila Pansada. So thank you guys for making this possible. Thank you for helping me create the why forward. And yeah, hope we can work together um, continuously. So I think there are no questions. So we can just move to end the webinar right now. But before we end, um, we have a a business idea launch workbook that I think you guys would really want to have or help you achieve clarity and empower your startup. So you can just scan the QR code now and download the workbook, and we can also put the link on the comments below. So if is it okay, Nicole? You can put the link on the comments below to for them to download the download the workbook just in case uh, they can't scan. There it is. So thank you for joining us, and yeah, you can download the workbook anytime. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm a message away. You can click my profile and then message me. I'll be available anytime. And yeah, thank you so much. We'd like to reiterate that the purpose of this 3 episode series for now for the Why Forward is that we want founders to establish a brand that everyone would love and really create a real difference in the world. We want them to be able to create sustainable businesses and make meaningful impact in the world. So we don't want them to be stuck where they are right now from this or maybe from the start and unable to take flight and reach new heights. I don't want them to risk their business failing and not achieving their goals. So for me, really, I created this because I want to transform unsure startup founders into confident world changers. Or maybe hesitant, like founders who are hesitant to take action, transformed into motivated to make a difference. So that's it for now for our episode 3. Thank you so much for your time, and this ends our stream. Bye.